back at it again with another episode of The Interrogation, your favorite fat boy of YouTube. And I hope that will always be true. As you can see, as collection next to me, we do have quite a collector that I'm going to interview or interrogate as if. But let me get a few things out before. I want to thank everybody that's been subscribing to me, follow me on IG, follow me on Snapchat. If you guys don't know what it is, it's flow_goods, FLO_goods on Instagram, and my Snapchat is Kid Frankie, Frankie with IEE, 2 E's at the end. And yeah, thank you for everyone supporting. As some of you might know, I do now work at Round 2. Thank you to Sean, Chris, and Luke for giving me this great opportunity. Honestly, it was a really good step that I really needed in my life. So I gotta thank them so much. I've had a few people meet me at Round 2, Snapchat me, which is really crazy to me. Just some kids were saying FaceTime with Frankie. They're like, I also watch your YouTube channel and stuff. So that's just honestly a blessing, guys. As small of a YouTuber I am, because I'm tiny compared to all these big YouTubers like Paul Cantu and everybody. But I gotta just say thank you to everybody. And yeah, so if you see me at Round 2, don't be afraid to say what's up. We're all fam there. So yeah, and I think that's all I have to say right now. As you guys follow me on Snapchat, you saw that I have our tattoo. I told you about the Virgin Mary. I now got a tattoo that says Mama's Boy, because this is what I do. Honestly, everything I do is for my mother. So in order to help her better her life and stuff. So you guys are supporting me. You guys support my mother, which is awesome too. So after all that mushy gushy stuff, thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna now introduce my victim, who I'm gonna interrogate right now. Come through.
Yo, what's up, guys? Curtis Linden, Curtis_Linden on Instagram. The owner of Major Look Boston. It's at Major Look Boston on Instagram. Also the designer. I work with Mr. Throwback out in New York City. It's one of the shirts we did together. I do work with Chalkline as well, so we're deep in the vintage game over here.
Anything else you want to say?
That's it.
All right, cool. As you can see, we have a variety of his shoe collection here, which he collects mainly 90s, 90s stuff. But we'll hold that back for now. But I just want you guys to embrace that real quick. That's crazy. All right, so let's go into the first question, as we always do. We have the questions, and then we have hypothetical at the end. So, Curtis, what was your favorite show, or I guess channel, growing up as a kid?
So, growing up, I would in the mornings in elementary school. My brother, he was in middle school, so he would go to school like an hour before I did. So every day, 7:02, Saved by the Bell was on. I watched it. 7:32, another episode, and then at 8 o'clock, Little House on the Prairie would come on, and I would just run to go get ready because I knew that was it.
That's crazy. Because I feel like every child has that, like
that show
they watch before the mornings or Sunday mornings or Saturday, and they're like, oh, I gotta go clean now, or I gotta.
Yeah.
We all had that, which is crazy. So going down with the card, so that's your more or less definitely Nickelodeon kid.
Oh yeah, I love them. Nickelodeon's best. What's cool is that once like late 90s, like 1999, like digital cable came in, and they had Nick Games and Sports where they played all the shows from like 1990, which I was alive, but I wasn't watching them. You know? So I love like Hey Arnold and Doug, Rocket Power, all that. Rugrats, best. And but then once Nick Gas came on, I got to see all the old shows like Legends of the Hidden Temple, Gus, Pete and Pete, as the school bus turns, all the different stuff. And so that was like, for me, I was like, always going home, channel 224, watching that. That was like the
you
best.
still remember it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember that. That's crazy. I don't remember. Actually, I think I do, because over here it was cable.
Yep.
Now dude, you're probably smart. It was cable. Channel 31 was Nickelodeon here on Charter. And I remember always just me and my friend when we were kids just watching Nickelodeon, all this shit. Oh man, can't believe I remember. You just sparked that little remember.
So good.
Yeah. All right. So as we go, I guess because these questions kind of go as we grow older, I kind of realized how I patterned this accidentally, honestly.
Yeah.
So when you started growing up now, and I guess in your teens, because that's when we more listen to music. Yeah. What was your favorite album growing up?
So many. I think that turning point for me was like 2003, 2004 when I really started knowing who I was and like figuring out the music I wanted to listen to. And I was thinking about it before because I watched some of your interrogations earlier, and I have to say, like, if I was talking about like the 90s, there's like at least 5 albums that I'd have to mention.
Yeah.
With Nas, Illmatic. And then I had to go Moment of Truth by Gangstar. And then I would go, and then it was a toss-up between Midnight Marauders and Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, wow.
But then I also got to go And Out Come the Wolves. And Out Come the Wolves by Rancid, which is a punk band, and Pinkerton by Weezer, which is like a 90s rock band as well. those like, couldn't live without those albums for sure.
I feel like that's such a like kind of a very big twist because a lot of people who do collect vintage '90s of like Michael Jordan are more or less hip hop heads.
Yeah.
But you yourself listen to
Definitely.
a variety. I like to listen whatever I feel like, but I mean, I do mainly listen to hip hop. But you listen to
I mean, I think a lot of people would agree that you go in like kind of phases. Like you go through years listening to this type.
Yeah.
And you go and like listening to certain guys for like a month or whatever. And so I've gone. My hip hop phase was like when I started going through major look like deep into the '90s hip hop the most. And now that I'm out in California, I'm listening to a little more like surfer style stuff like that, and like a lot of punk rock and stuff like that. So that's what I've always been into too.
Yeah.
I first started like dressing out in 8th grade, wearing like I had like studded belt and like suspenders and like plaid pants. Like I was like straight punk rocker, and I was like the president of my class. So I was a crazy kid, and I've always loved like dressing up. The '90s is definitely the most of that.
That's crazy. Sure. So I guess your favorite. Those are your favorite. What about your artists? I mean,
just like music, any music artist?
Yeah, any music artist that you thought.
If I was gonna say my favorite all time, one would be Gangstar. Gangstar is Guru. He's from Boston, Dorchester.
Yes.
And then DJ Premier, who everyone knows, he's from Houston. And they met and they came together in New York. And they kind of like, for me, made the sound of New York hip hop. Neither of them are from New York.
Yeah.
But they just, they're so good.
Created something.
Yeah, they're the best. And mainly because their lyrics are all about like uplifting the community and like teaching the kids the right things and not teaching them about gangbang and stuff like that. So for me, that was like listening to that. I was like really, really inspired.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I kind of thought you were gonna say Gangstar. I was like, because he is from Boston, but maybe not.
And I always see Round 2 playing Gangstar. I'm always like, that's sickly listen to that because that's like just sick hip hop.
We love
and like it's very underground. And if you know underground, you know Gangstar. But if you know hip hop, doesn't mean you know Gangstar.
Yeah. If you know hip hop now, I feel like kids are like, oh, Young Thug.
Exactly. So
going into that, I mean, let's start, as we can see the collection here, as I was bringing up earlier. What made you want to collect, or where did your collection start? Like,
all right, so I've always been into sneakers. Well, I should say, I know the exact pinpoint when I came into sneakers. 3rd grade, this kid that I knew from my elementary school came in with shell toes, with fat laces, untied. And I'm like, third grade, I think you're like 9. Yeah. And I was like, that is like the coolest thing ever. Yeah. So like the next year I got Superstar 2Gs, which was like they were like kind of the more sporty shell toe basically. Yeah. And I got those, and actually the year after that I traded those for Iverson's Answers with the zipper with the red, white, and gray. Best trade ever. And well,
first of all, like I'm just surprised that you knew how to trade back at 10 years old.
This is way back when I didn't start trading and buying sneakers until like maybe the past 5 years. So like. Yeah. There's a huge gap in between when that happened and now.
Yeah, that's like crazy.
And I think everything
to me, at 10 years old, I was just chilling.
And so what it was an older kid. He was like, dude, those Superstar 2Gs are so nice. They're all white. They were sick. And he was like, I got these Iversons. I'm like, I'll definitely take those. Those were my favorite shoes for like the next year. You know?
Wow.
And actually, after that, I started buying all Iversons. They were coming out. Yeah, they were coming out at the time, and Iverson was the band.
Yeah. That's crazy. That just blew my mind right there.
But yeah, so with the sneakers and stuff like that, I'd have to say I started Major Look in 2011 because I really wasn't into the modern style at the time. It was like at the time it was a lot of like bad text on T-shirts. It was like big text and a lot of like there's a lot of dark colors, and I was like, I don't really into the brighter stuff, and nothing around was speaking to me. So I started coming out with the '90s stuff with Raj, and through that I just delved more into the culture and started going thrifting and stuff like that. And at the time, I didn't know thrifting was a thing. Like that people did it, So there's a local thrift store in my hometown, and they had like the Sound and the Fury hat, like 100 of them, like 19 cents each. And I just bought one. I didn't know. Like I didn't know. So and now they're like, everyone wants those shits, and it's sick. And so then I got into the sneakers because I've always been into sneakers. And once I found out about the originals and just like saw them, like right now I'm wearing these retros, but like these are the shit. And I just gotta get a little more glue in there and just be all good to go. But yeah, the originals, past quite 5 years I've been collecting these. Yeah.
It's quite an impressive for I know even kids now who just started collecting. This is very, very impressive. Yeah. Because I mean, as we can see, we have crumbling going on right here, which is honestly both heartbreaking and beautiful to see. Yeah. Because I mean, all shoes do come to an end, but I mean, we can restore that eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's crazy. Like,
I love restoring the shoes, and that's like become a huge hobby of mine. It's just like I don't do it for anyone else because it's like it's a lot of risk, and like I don't want to ruin someone else's prized possession. Yeah. But for me, I get to do it like this is the pair I swapped, and like no one has these shoes. That's like one of the big reasons to do it. It's like no one has these, and it's the leather quality, so it's just so nice.
Yeah. So yeah. All right, that's very interesting. That's just crazy how you started collecting. I'm so just blown at the fact at 10 years old.
Yeah. And then when I was like 13, 14, that's when I started getting into jerseys. And there was Swingman at the time, like the Swingman jerseys.
Yeah.
And I remember, it's so funny thinking back because I remember now, like, I remember selling my replica jerseys, the champions.
Yeah.
I always just knew it was replica jerseys. I was like, those aren't good. Those are just replica jerseys. Yeah. And now I love them so much, so funny. They're so simple and so good. Yeah. And I wanted like the stitch, the really high quality stuff. Yeah. So I spent like all my money was spent on Swingman jerseys.
Oh,
wow. I had like 12, and they were like $80 each. And I was like 14 years old, so it's a lot of money. Yeah. I still have them all.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's great.
Oh yeah.
Swingmans are still good.
Yeah.
All right, so going into all to that, I think the last part of the question, we're gonna go dwell in deep into a different kind of question. Who do you think shot Tupac, or what do you think? Where do you think he is? Or
okay, so I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, but this one I don't have much of a conspiracy on. I'm thinking that it was either just some kind of gang trying to get some street cred. Just like we killed Tupac. But also, then I can argue against that because no one ever found out who did it, so they weren't trying to take credit.
Yeah.
But I guess you could have said it had some kind of intention to Suge Knight. I mean, I really don't know. I really don't know.
You're leaning more to the Suge Knight kind of conspiracy over everything.
Yeah, just because he was the man who had shit on him and he had dirt on each other and all that stuff. So who knows? Yeah. To me, I would like to. I would hope he's alive. That would be the best. That would be the coolest. That'd be the coolest. Yeah.
Like to me, after hearing like a couple of interviews now, like I feel like the whole Suge Knight conspiracy goes more along with what I think as well. Because after watching Shannon Compton and kind of getting into well, you were like Suge Knight was pretty much the dick of all.
He was ruthless. And he didn't really care what anyone else.
So I mean, he has been like he's gone to court 3 times for quote unquote killing people. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, what made him not want to kill back then?
Right.
So that's just going into this question always makes it interesting because you just keep thinking more and more. Yeah. What could happen? What happened to Tupac? Or what happened to Biggie? But I say the only reason people ask me like, why don't you ask for Biggie? The only reason I ask Tupac because I'm from California.
Oh yeah.
So Tupac is more. I do listen to Biggie more and stuff, but I mean Tupac was our staple in California.
Definitely a different sound.
Yeah. Tupac was like our staple here as a hip hop base. Definitely like one of the biggest hip hop bases, and then Biggie's a more for East Coast guys. Cool. And so I guess the hypothetical. I was having such a hard time giving credit to hypotheticals. I didn't want to do the same question as Sean because he has a big bench. But I mean, I had this one. Would you rather only be able to collect the 90s from now on and that's all you have? So you would have to probably play Top Dollar for dead stock stuff.
Wow, okay.
Or would you rather stay in current times with all the retros and stuff? You can never have. So all your shoes always be old, but you'd have to wear them.
And I'd have to
so you have to get paid. Or would you deal with today's time dealing with the retros?
All right. I think I have a good answer because if you looked in my closet right now, I just have like a double door closet, and there's only things from the 90s in it. And I don't. Maybe I have like a couple pairs of polo pants for like when I need to like wear a nice shirt. But even my nice shirt's gonna be from the 90s. Yeah. And I could just go with that. At least where I'm at right now in this place, that's where I would definitely do that. I would stick with the 90s all day.
Oh wow, that's
all day.
And some people would say like, no, I definitely want new stuff because these aren't going to last forever.
I am in the giant minority. Because the thing is, I put as much effort into getting these old shoes as people put into getting the current shoes.
Yeah.
So like I don't even know the climate of the new shoes where I'm only interested in this.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, that's very true. And I guess let's see, what's another hypothetical? Like I said, this is such a hard one because Curtis is such a unique person, so I kind of wanted to stump him on a couple of things.
Oh yeah.
I guess not more of a hypothetical, more of a question. I think if Major Look wasn't a thing, what if we never met? What would you be doing? So yeah.
All right. Well, it's crazy because since I've moved out here to California to like kind of pursue Major Look more and my own personal design dreams, people back home have like hit me up to like become like integral parts of their business that I'm considering because I'm like that's crazy. And one of them would be working with Mr. Throwback, and like maybe opening up a store in Boston.
Oh, wow.
And doing that, running his store, and even selling my own designs out of that store as well. And that's something that could actually be in the future for me if it didn't turn out out here,
Yeah.
But that work with Throwback is definitely something that I'd be doing.
Yeah.
He's become one of my best friends, and he's always trying to be like, dude, move back home. It's like trying to get me to just move up to New York.
Yeah.
He was always trying to get me to move to New York. We've known each other for 3 years now, so like when I go out there, I stay at his house, and it's just all good. And so that's definitely what I've been doing.
That's crazy. That's definitely crazy because there's a lot of people that create these like you definitely have, because you're not just your own company. You like what I've learned out in class as well. You're an entrepreneur, so you also dwell in your own entrepreneurship, but you dwell into other companies as well.
Definitely.
And that's what like blew my mind. Where I'm like, yo, when I first knew about you, I only knew about Major Look, but then I started signing to Mr. Throwback, and I was like, oh wow. And then I started seeing like now Chalkline, and then when I met you, you're like telling me, oh yeah, I do like graphic design for anyone that really needs it, blah blah blah. And I was like, you're everywhere.
Yep.
You try to leave a staple, and want to leave a staple somewhere, just a small mark, something.
Yep, definitely. And for me, that's the big inspiration is a guy named Clark Moore. He's like the original designer for Johnny Cupcakes, which is a brand from the town over from me where I'm from. Yeah. And I met Johnny before he started the brand, and when he started the brand, like not even knowing he was ever going to be anything. Yeah. And he's so huge now. And I always thought that like the Johnny Cupcakes designer was so sick, and I thought it was Johnny Cupcakes himself. Yeah. But it was this kid Clark Moore. He'd go on to do designs with the Hundreds, with Nike, with Benny Gold, do like logos for all these people, and I was like, that's what I want to be. I want to be the guy who works with everybody. Like, oh wow! And he has his own thing too, which is definitely smaller, but like he works with the coolest brands. Like that's what I want to do. And I think that the culture we're in right now together, like that's slowly becoming a bigger thing. And I feel like the best thing to do would be to get in the groups of all of these right now. Yeah. As it grows, just be a part of it. Yeah. You know? Makes that definitely. That's what I think I'm on my way doing that for sure. That's definitely crazy because Curtis definitely, you know, I look up to him definitely because of this, because you know, this vintage community is very small compared to a lot of other people, compared to like shoe collectors. Shoe collectors are such a huge, you know, all these other things, and vintage collectors of the 90s, late 80s, it's definitely small, but we are all trying to make like a staple into the community so people know it. So Mr. Throwback's definitely doing that. Round 2 is definitely doing that. Tried and True has done that. And you know, Generation Cool as well. So we're just trying to make the staple so people actually know there is a community out here. We're all friends and family, or at least we all try to be. Yeah, exactly. We all at least try to be. And so that's cool. I think that's one of the coolest parts. That there's so underlying things behind closed doors. I think people don't know about it who are following the culture. Yeah. But for the most part, everyone's friendly, and that's the coolest part about it. Yeah. I mean, as a community, I feel like we all do get along, but I mean, we do have issues. Yeah. Like every community, but it doesn't come out. You know. Yeah, it doesn't come out. You know, people don't see it. Yeah. That's the best. It's not like shoe collectors who like are in the news because someone stole their pair. Like basically, we're not trying to condone. Which I'm not trying to I'm not trying to put down on you or anything, but it's just like you know, we just try to keep our cool because we're not trying to be anybody we're not. Exactly. And you can, I mean, obviously you have no control over what happens. Someone trying to do whatever, but like for the most part, at least in our community, it's really positive. It's still very positive here. We all try to just help everybody out, and I hope everybody just tries to help. Because I mean, that's one thing I do bring to this YouTube that I realize, you know, who cares what anybody else says? You collect what you like to do. Yeah. You know, if someone puts you down, like, who are you, dude? Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Like, I'm not bothering you, I guess. Yeah. I mean, if I'm bothering you, I'm sorry about it. Yeah, right. So, and that's why I like vintage. Like, vintage, we're like, just collecting, just having fun. And everyone can always relate with your child, like looking back. So like, I think that's the one thing. The nature of it is the childhood. Is like your childhood memory is just always amazing. Yeah. And you're not gonna be like, oh, the shoe. I remember all the terrible times I had. Yeah. You know, it's like you're not gonna do that. You're gonna be like, I remember all the awesome times. Yeah. And so that was the interrogation, guys. If you do want to follow Curtis, remember Curtis_Linden. Look him up. Follow Major Look Boston. Definitely a bunch of dope gear. Well, Major Look now, isn't it? It's Major Look Boston. On IG. On IG. Okay, yeah. It's still on IG, Major Look Boston. Follow them. Buy their merch. Definitely, as you guys saw in the last 2 episodes, I was wearing the Space Jam inspired logo. And then I would be wearing one right now, but I don't think I cleaned any of mine, actually. And so, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for walking. As you can see, I was rocking the Double Shark too, which was a grail of mine. I had 2 at one point. Kept one, so I had to keep one from Sean, which I got for $20. Logo athletic with the... See, yeah, look at that. Major Look, the logo inspired. No one's doing that logo. Yeah, that's crazy. We do that. That's crazy. And so, thank you so much, Curtis. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for interviewing me. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, have a good night. Have a good day, guys.